Good evening, RUSD families, and welcome on behalf of the Board of Education to our community update for March the 8th, 2021. Well, tomorrow, March the 9th, I'll be eager to get up at the sunrise, and more than I have in many, many days since this all began, because just a few hours later, 12,000 of our RUSD students from grades TK through 6 will be allowed to return to their campuses in what is the beginning of the hybrid approach and gradual expansion of days on campuses. We're going to have more about that in just a minute. Let me talk about, if I can, that we need those minutes to expand. We need those days to expand to more. But that is controlled by the governor and the numbers that are dictated as the cases drop. We together can help make those cases drop even more by remaining diligent to safe practices, social distancing, mask, and getting our neighbors to do the same. Get your vaccinations. With more decline in those numbers, RUSD may expand the gradual return to on-campus instruction, not just for our elementary to 1 to 2 days, but also to begin to look at secondary schools where RUSD has one of the few plans approved by the county thus far to bring our middle school and high schoolers back. In this pandemic, it seems that we've always been playing defense against this invading enemy. Well, it's time to begin for us to play some offense back at them. Be collective with us together. Let's work together on a unified approach to safety and health and see the numbers come down. In an update to follow, we'll talk about TK's return, the school requirements as it applies to your district and to you and your children, your student. Next, we'll talk about in-person, on-campus, the hybrid approach, the phases 2 to 3, and the objectives we can turbocharge this forward with. And an update from Dr. Ryan Lewis on athletics and the arts programs as they are prescribed under all this. And now with more on this and information that you'll learn from and benefit is Assistant Superintendent Tim Walker.
Thank you, Mr. Hunt, and good evening, everybody. I hope tonight finds you in good health and spirits. Today, we're going to discuss the TK6 return to school requirement. If you take a look at the slide that's provided, we were seeking to meet the adjusted case rate of less than 25, and we have met that with an 11.3 adjusted case rate for the Riverside County. We also have some requirements that needed to be met in order for us to open, and the 3-week window to begin the opening of schools started on February 23rd through March the 16th. We're going to be opening on the 9th, so we met that metric. The communications to families about this went out on February 24th. The Riverside County Public Health Department approved our COVID-19 safety plan on March the 2nd, and our elementary certificated staff returned to school on March the 2nd. We anxiously await the return of our students to school tomorrow for the phase 2 hybrid in-person attendance. For the 7-12 return to school requirements, if you take a look on the left of the slide, the adjusted case rate we have to meet is the less than 7. We're at 11.3. We're hopeful that we will meet that as early as tomorrow. Positivity rate is 8% or less, and we've met that with a 5.8%. And the health equity metric is 8% or less, and we've met that with a 6.1%. Other things that needed to be in place and we're working on are the Riverside County approved our health and safety plan on March the 2nd. So that's taken care of. Communications have gone out to families as early as March 2nd and every week after that. And then the 3-week window will open as soon as we meet those metrics. That's anticipated to be as early as tomorrow. The secondary certificated staff would return to school, and that's anticipated to be March 16th. And the students would return to phase 3 hybrid, and that is anticipated to be after the spring break and on March the 29th. So that's the update on the return to school. I'd like to turn this presentation over to Dr. Ryan Lewis, our Assistant Superintendent of Instruction. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you. Good evening. So we wanted to start this evening and remind our community that Riverside Unified has a 5-phase return to school plan. We have been in phase 1, which is distance learning. And again, this would apply to our in-person families. If you are a virtual student or you are a home-based Summit View student, then the return to campus does not apply to you. So phase one for our return to in-person has been in distance learning. We'll begin, as Mr. Walker said, with phase two for elementary school on March 9th. That will begin with a 1 day a week model in phase two for 2 weeks, and we'll review schedules momentarily. After 2 weeks, we will transition to phase three, which is a 2 day a week hybrid model that will have group A attending Monday and Tuesday, and group B attending in person Thursday and Friday. We will remain in phase three, most likely for the duration or until health precautions allow us to move into phase four. And phase four will be a 5 day a week model with all students returning with precautions, and then eventually moving to phase five, all students on campus without restrictions for a 5 day a week model. So again, just as a reminder, elementary school in-person students will return to campus March 9th, 2021. Our school sites, our teachers, our principals are so excited to welcome our TK through 6th grade students back 1 day a week. You will follow that model for 2 weeks while we transition and solidify routines and procedures and transition back to campus. And then on March 29th, we will move to phase three. Phase three is for pre-K through 6th grade. And that again is our 2 day a week model, group A, Monday and Tuesday, all students distance learning on Wednesday, and then group B attending Thursday and Friday in person. This is just a picture representation of phase two. Again, as a quick reminder, Monday, all students are in distance learning. Tuesday, group A will be on campus in person, and that will be 9:15 to 2:15. Group B will meet with their teacher first thing in the morning and then be working independently or asynchronously the remainder of the day. Wednesday is distance learning, and then the flip schedule for Thursday and Friday returning to distance learning. On the next slide, our mild to moderate schedules will remain the same, just with a slight shift in time, Thursday and Friday, 9:15 to 2:15. And our moderate to severe class schedules on the next slide will again remain 4 days per week. And they are a half-day program, 8:45 to 11:30, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. As we talked about on the next slide, phase three, our 2 day a week model, will begin on March 29th. And we will have students attending in the following schedule. Group A will be on campus Monday and Tuesday, 9:15 to 2:15, with Group B learning asynchronously. Wednesday, a distance learning day, and then Thursday and Friday, Group B will be on campus in person, with Group A working independently. The next slide is our mild to moderate schedules for phase three. And you'll notice Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, students are on campus all 4 days from 9:15 to 2:15. And then our last schedule is moderate to severe classes. Again, will be 8:45 to 2 o'clock, again, 4 days a week with distance learning on Wednesdays. On the next slide, as Mr. Walker spoke about, we do anticipate our secondary schools to return when we hit the metrics, the 3 different numbers that Mr. Walker laid out earlier in the meeting. So secondary students, be ready. We are closely monitoring those metrics and will be in constant communication with our families with your return to school dates. And I'll be wrapping up this evening with a visual and performing arts and athletic information. Number one, visual and performing arts are permitted. Information was sent home last week, and we'll be resuming activities as permitted by County Department of Health this week. And for athletics, there has been several changes that have been communicated to our families. All outdoor sports will be resuming this week. We will be testing students that are in playing football and water polo that are part of the new guidance. And again, all of that information has been sent home to our families, and you can visit our website at any time for more detail. And in summary, while we go through all of the changing information, we do recognize that families, we need to communicate in a way to keep you up to speed. So number one, community updates will be coming home regularly on Monday night with all of the information that you'll need with all of the current changes. Our in-person guide with all schedules, all protocols, and all necessary information has been sent home and is also available on our website, as well as our school to return videos. We've put out several videos demonstrating how our students will be returning to campus in a safe and exciting manner, with additional videos coming out soon. Thank you for your time, and I'd like to turn it back over to Mr. Hunt. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Lewis. That interesting and I know useful information to so many of us out there interested in our students being involved in extracurricular activities. And thank you all for listening. We'll be back again next week With more information, please go to our website to find more about how your district is confronting, tackling, and overcoming the restraints that the COVID pandemic places upon us. The sun is shining and the ice is beginning to melt. We're getting there together. Be unified.